Hey, chicks, let's chat. So, listen. This is pretty interesting right here. I don't know how frequent this is. But it's a thing, it happens. For some people it happens more often. Now why is that? I ain't sure. But it is definitely a thing. So what happens when you want him, but he's taken? Or when he wants her and she's taken? Now, what actually happens and how this gets reconciled just depends on the situation and the people and the players of that game, right? Because what we don't like to admit, especially if we have a man, we don't really like to admit the fact that he could be with us, he could love us, and he could still be trying to deal with other women. It happens more frequent than we, care to admit, or maybe more frequent than it should. And then depending on who you're talking to, that depends on where they actually place the blame. Because you have a large sector who like to place the blame on the women. Well, if y'all didn't let them cheat, then it wouldn't be nobody for them to cheat with, etc., so forth. And then you have another sector that they place the blame on the man. Well, he's the one in the relationship, he's the one supposed to be faithful, etc., so forth. I like to think that every situation is different, because hypothetically, right, you could have a guy that he is happily involved in what he's doing, right, happily involved in his relationship, and you have a chick that she just decides she just wants him for whatever reason. A lot of times a woman will want that man just because the woman who he's affiliated with, right? So really and truly, it's not so much that she really want him, she's trying to get back at the woman that he's affiliated with, or either a woman that she knows he used to deal with, right? And a lot of times those are going to be the women who put the most pressure on that man, because she has a different type of agenda, right? She on some jealousy type stuff. She on some, I'm gonna show her that I could get him, right? Whether the girl with the man currently, or whether she has been with him previously. A lot of women, they are very insecure, and they like to play those ego type games. They feel that if they could get the same man that you got, that makes them equivalent to you. It don't. But in their warped mind, it does. So they will go hard in the paint to get a certain dude, right? Whole time he finna mess up his whole family. He gonna let her interrupt his whole family, his whole setup, right? And here's why I say she's going to interrupt his whole setup, because just having him and kicking it with him is not enough. She's going to have to let it be known, because that's the whole reason she want to kick it with you, is so that that information can somehow find its way back to the woman. So she's not gonna be tight-lipped. She gonna play the game, but she gonna leak it out to the right person. Then it's out, right? Now you have some women who, if she really just wants you and there's no hidden agenda, she ain't telling nobody. If a person knows, it's because they seen your car there. They just happen to see y'all together somewhere. Other than that, what y'all do is y'all business. And she has no hidden agenda she just like your company. She just want to kick it with you. She may not even want you for herself. She just likes your company. She likes what it is y'all do. She may not want you as her man. That may not be a requirement. She don't care about it. She may not even feel that you up to the standards to be her man, truth be told. That's what you don't, that's the part we don't really be getting into. That woman may truly feel like he can't be my boyfriend, but he could be what he is. Been there, done that. I ain't talking about what I heard, I'm talking about what I know. Now, the problem with that, though, is that eventually, if you deal with a person long enough, you're going to have some feelings start to creep in, right? That you didn't expect. Once them feelings creep in, your mindset going to start changing. Okay, well, I didn't want him to be my boyfriend, but because we do X, Y, and Z, he may as well be my boyfriend, right? That's how that's going to come in. Because you've been dealing with him for so long, and your feelings are increased, and it's like, okay, well, he really don't meet boyfriend standards. But since we do girlfriend and boyfriend things, then okay, I might need to start having that conversation. I might need to consider that and see what's what with that. So that's the danger of that. But a lot of times, that is really what the situation is. That's how she started dealing with him. She like him, or she like what they do, but she ain't intending on being with him. So it's really no pressure to you, to the other woman, as long as she don't find out. Ain't no pressure, baby, because I ain't trying to take your place. Because number one, I already know you dealing with a man who don't mind cheating. I don't want him in that way because I know he don't mind cheating. That's a problem for me if he's my man. But since he's yours, then I'm going to let you keep that problem. And I ain't even trying to let you know about nothing that we do. I'm not trying to disrupt y'all home. Understand me? I ain't trying to disrupt y'all home. What me and him do is what me and him do. The problems y'all have, that's y'all problems. I don't need to know nothing about them. I don't care nothing about them. I'm out y'all way. And hopefully he know how to delete his messages, and so you don't never call me. Because that's when the problem's gonna start. So you have people who play it like that. So when a man or a woman say, well, if they wouldn't cheat with them, this, that, or the third, well, guess what? Everybody have their own agendas. Why they do whatever it is they do. Every woman that's dealing with your man ain't dealing with him because she want him to be her man. Maybe she just dealing with him because she bored. Maybe she just dealing with him because she been dealing with him before you was even with him. He went and made you his girlfriend knowing he already got a chick on the side that he deal with. And that they have good dealings. Yeah, he went and made you his girlfriend though for whatever reason. You know, maybe he needed somewhere to stay. Maybe he can't stay with her. Maybe he needed whatever, you know, you like to do 50-50. Maybe he know this chick like the whole 100. Everybody have their reasons and their own agendas. Like, it's very few situations, few and far between these days where it's just 100%. They just show enough crazy about you. It seems like everything comes with something. A person has to see some benefit in you, some kind of way. Even if it's just a selfish benefit, even if it's just, hey, you company, I like the company. Hey, I ain't got to be bothered with you all the time. I ain't got to wash no clothes. I ain't got to do nothing for you but just what I want to do for you when I want to do it for you. And that's cool with me. Sometimes people just be on their selfish stuff, you know? Everybody have their own reasons why they would entertain a person who has somebody else. Sometimes you have two people entertaining each other and both people have somebody. But they on their selfish stuff, right? They like they cake and they like to eat it too. That's just what it come down to. A lot of people like that. Ain't nothing wrong with the situation that they got. Nothing. They like what they do with their old lady and women. Ladies like, listen. I don't even know if dudes still be telling this lie, but listen. They will tell it. They will say they ain't sleeping with the lady at their house or nothing like that. If they ain't sleeping with that lady at their house that they live with, it's because that lady don't be want to do nothing with him. Because if she get up in the middle of the night and get on him, oh, he is not backing her down. So all that, yeah, they don't be doing that. Yes, they do. If that lady want to do something, they do something. But a lot of times when we going through our, whatever it is we're going through, whether we're losing feelings for him, because that'll be one reason that we don't like to be intimate with that man no more. When we're losing feelings for him and he just ain't doing it for us no more, we don't care to be intimate with you no more. When you have hurt our feelings in a way and you have not made that right with us, we can't even stand your touch. You can't even hardly stand the sight of you, let alone you know, being intimate with you. So if that woman really is not active with him, it's some brokenness there. But 9 times out of 10, it ain't because he don't want to be intimate with her. It is because she's shutting him out. And a lot of times men feel like once that girl starts shutting them out, they get them the green light to go ahead and be with whoever they want to. Instead of saying, let me fix the reason why she shut me out. Let me reassure her that I don't want anybody but her. That's too much like right. So that, hey, she ain't doing that. You know, and then sometimes when women going through menopause and they just don't have that same level of desire. And they ain't always got to be going through menopause just to not have that same level of desire. They can have issues with their cycle. They can have long, stupid cycles where they just like, it's draining. You know, they just don't want to be bothered in that way. And depending on the kind of man they got, he either is understanding of that or he is just like, hey, cool, I get up with her whenever she ready. But in the meantime, old girl over here, she always ready. She always on 10. I'm going to holler at her. And then you have those situations where, and women don't really like to hear this neither. You have situations where that woman really don't want your man, but your man is at her in a crazy way. Like he get at her constantly. He want her real bad. Like he want her. Whatever it is she want to do, he with it. If she want to go out of town, he's willing to give you a lie. If she want to, you know, if she need him to stay the night, he gonna tell you something. What he wants her. Now, why is he still knee deep in a relationship or a marriage with you, knowing that in his heart and in his mind he really wants her? Only he knows that. Only he knows that. And when you talk about, when you start talking about, okay, he gonna have to pay this, he gonna have to pay that, child support or alimony, or he gonna have to deal with how stupid you gonna act. It's a lot of things that a man would just don't want to have to go through and don't want to tolerate. So he'll stay there and play both sides. He will stay there and play both sides. Now, some people say, well, if he really wants you, he'll just leave. Some men will do that. Every man won't do that. Some men will stay right there and play both sides. And the woman that he's with, sometimes she knowing that he has somebody else. And she ain't leaving neither. She ain't leaving, he ain't leaving. They both finna sit there in a miserable relationship or marriage and keep doing them. But they not getting up off of their investment. And their investment is their marriage. They ain't really trying to be the first person to get up off of it. They don't want to look crazy to their family, their friends. They don't want to lose. They don't want to be the loser. They don't want to lose their husband. And this a woman thing. A lot of times you don't want to lose your husband to that other woman, because that makes you feel like she's the better woman. So you will keep dealing with whatever he's doing. Because why? Because you feel like if I give him up, that's what she want me to do. Whole time she might don't even want him like that. She might just like messing with him. Because I done seen it. Done seen situations where ain't nowhere in the world, Negro, I would tolerate you coming into my house 4 days in the morning. How do she do it? You staying out all weekend? You ain't even call her? At nighttime, you ain't on the phone with her? And you ain't home with her? Well, you better stay right there, because boy, ain't nowhere in the world I'm dealing with that. And it may sound crazy that a woman, she's dealing with him on the side, but she's telling him, I could not deal with that as your main lady, and I wouldn't. And I don't understand how she do it. But since she's allowing it, and I don't mind what we do, I'm going to take full advantage of it too. Because you taking full advantage of it. And see, that's why a lot of times, ladies, you have to have some boundaries with that man. Because like they say, a taker don't have none. So if you just relax and let that man do anything, okay, not only is he going to get off on you, but them other women going to get off on you too. Because they saying ain't nowhere in the world he my husband and I'm allowing him to do this. If she do it, oh well, that's her. Some of these men will have relationships and or marriages, and they'll call you more than a man who don't have nothing going on. They'll be at you more than a single man. Why is that? That's weird to me. I don't understand it. And then a person will say, because you're available. Well, all the time you ain't available. And it still don't stop him from trying to get at you. It's still, because if he's married, the truth be told, he don't know what you got going on. Just because you don't tell him you got a man or you got somebody that you deal with, this, that, or third, that don't mean you don't. You just don't tell him that. You know why you don't tell him that? Because you want to make sure you keep the lines open so you can get whatever you want up out of him. So now you ain't finna be telling him about, oh boy over here, this, that, or the third. No. Because I see you willing to risk everything. And a lot of times dudes be willing to, boy, y'all gonna bet the whole house on her. And that's why I say, listen, it's real easy. It's somebody do when he wants you, can't nothing stop him from getting at you. He just want what he want. Now, is he right to want you and he has somebody else? But when he want what he want, he'll bet the whole house, risk it all for you. That's why you can't tell me that you have to do this, that, and the third for that man. No, you don't. No, you don't. Now, if that's a man that you like and you trying to return the kind gestures and show him love like he's showing you love, that's one thing. But you just going out your way to try to get this man and to show him that, oh, well, I got this too. I could do this for you. I could do, girl, please. Better get you some self-esteem, because there's a woman somewhere who might even have a man that he'll go out his way, flip the table over for her. You hear me? Bet the whole house. And I would like to think that maybe one day we'll live in a world where, when a woman knows that, he's married, or she finds out that he's married, she doesn't talk to him on the phone, or she won't give him her number, this, that, or third. And you have some women that, that is what they do. But a lot of times you may not even know that man married. And then again, maybe you was dealing with him before he got married. He the one who went and got married knowing he was not ready. Knowing he was going to still show up and be the same person. So, do that mean you're going to stop talking to him or stop taking his phone calls? maybe if you really liked him, and maybe and if it hurt your feelings because he went and got a lady, or if it hurt your feelings because he went and got married, then maybe you might. But if you like, hey, do what you do, I'm gonna still take your call. Hey, how you doing? Because what I realized, because see, this is what I didn't know, and I ain't lying. I thought that when you got married, that it automatically stopped every single thing that you had going on before. That your feelings, you know, if you had any feelings for anybody, you no longer had feelings for them. If you whatever it was going on in your life, it all stopped, it all changed, it all, and that is not reality. If you did not end those relationships the right way, like if you didn't cut that stuff off in a good time frame, you know, heal before you went on and started dealing with somebody else, you just married, and now you still have feelings for the woman you've been dealing with for a while, or the other girl that you was dealing with. You just married on top of that. So now if her feelings, if your feelings did not change when you the one who committed and got married, what is it that you expecting from the woman? If he got married and came to your house the very next day, what is it that you expecting from the woman that he's dealing with? You expecting her feelings to have went away? And now she's going to say, oh no, you're married, don't ever come over here again, when she might have been dealing with that man for 2-3 years before he went and did that. She ain't going to do that. And then you say, well, if he was dealing with her for 2 or 3 years and then he went and married somebody else, that should let her know that he didn't want her. That is not always the case. She might have been coming with some finances that other girl just do not have. She might have a big old house, a big old this, big old that, and he like, oh, she want me. I'm finna milk that. But she said, I gotta marry her. So I'm gonna go on and marry her, but that ain't got nothing to do with the fact that I love this woman over here, and I'm always gonna deal with this woman over here if I can. Sometimes we live in la la land. Sometimes we live in a world of fairy tales, and we don't tell ourselves the truth about life and how life is lifing, and what's going on really inside of relationships and inside of people. And there are people that, you know what, that person was good to me. When we were together, we didn't work out, but I loved them. And even though I done went and got married to somebody else, I still remember how they made me feel. And the person that I'm with do not make me feel like that. That girl was a good woman to me. I messed that up. In cases like that, he don't even really have a reason to not like the girl or not love her anymore. When he know he the one who messed up the situation, she didn't mess it up. Of course he still like her. Of course he still got feelings for her. Do you hate that as a woman? Absolutely. But can you understand that that's life? You should be able to. It happens. Is that the situation that you want to marry into, or you want to get into a relationship with? No, you don't. But sometimes you got into that relationship and you didn't know that he still had feelings for whomever he still had feelings for. Sometimes you didn't know that, but here's how you do know. If you start dealing with him and he's still dealing with her, it's a good chance that he still has feelings for her. And even if y'all get knee deep in y'all relationship, guess what? He still has feelings for her, because you didn't give him no time to heal or to get over her. You came in while he was dealing with her, right? So it's a huge chance that he still got feelings for her. Even if he don't necessarily like her, he might still love her. Right? And then it's the part that we don't be honest with ourselves about neither. A lot of times, if you start dealing with that man while he has somebody, that's all, that person, that girl he was dealing with, you're going to always think he dealing with her. You're going to always think, whenever something going wrong, whenever you can't place where he at, when her face and her name is always going to be on your mind. Oh, he done start back messing with her. Oh, he done da-da-da. That's your conscience eating at you. That's your conscience. So a lot of times you don't escape the consequences of your choice, from your choices. Yes, you have free will to go and deal with that man, whoever you want to deal with. You have free will to do that. But do it mean it come without certain things? No. It's absolutely going to come with some things. Because, you know, what happens, and it happens often, that, you know, you start dealing with this man because y'all was just kicking it, okay? He was throwing you a little money, or, you know, he was just company. But then you fell in love with him. You fell in love with him, and then he's not going to leave that woman. You actually do want to be with him. Then what? You love him. Or the situations where he is going to leave, and he does end up leaving, right? But by the time he leaves, it has caused so much damage to y'all relationship that by the time he leaves, you sick of him too. By the time he actually leaves that other relationship, y'all have had so many ups and downs, because y'all start operating like y'all, not even start operating like y'all in a relationship. Y'all are in a relationship. Y'all have your own relationship, while he has his own relationship with somebody else. They may be at the end of a relationship, but a lot of times what we don't realize is that relationships can take years to end. It could have been over for years. Yeah. But it took that long to actually get all the way out of that situation. Meaning, feelings, or at least the majority of the feelings, and, you know, everything. That could take years sometimes. In between those years, you and him got your own relationship going on. And the residue of his other relationship mixes in with y'all relationship, and that causes problems with y'all. So y'all can't even be as happy as you thought y'all probably could be at some point. So it get it get real murky. The mud get real murky, you know. But in these days and times, a lot of situations start like that. Start in a messed up kind of way. And then the hope is that it's going to blossom into something wonderful and beautiful when it started in the gutter. The only way that happens is if that's something that God truly had his hands on, and it's just meant for y'all to be together. That's the only way that happens. And you gotta hope that that's sure enough what's supposed to happen with y'all. Because when it starts, even a lot of times, and I can attest to this, even a lot of times if, you know, you and a guy, y'all dealing with each other, y'all love each other, whatever, for whatever reason, things don't work. He go off into the sunset, marry somebody else. Right? But never got over you. that other woman would never have like the kind of relationship that she thought she was going to have. Because why? Because that man has always carried another woman in his heart and in his mind. He could never give her the whole 100, because half of his heart was always with somebody else. He could put forth the best efforts that he could sometimes, but he couldn't carry it out all the time because it just wasn't like that. You know, so sometimes you feel like you got the prize because, oh, you and this man together, oh, he married you, this, that, the whole time. That just look good. That just looks good on the outside. What's in that man's heart? Who in that man's heart? What that song said a long time ago, it ain't where he at, it's where he wanna be. It's a lot of truth to that. Can he always be where he wanna be? No. Because yeah, people can say, oh, well, a man will leave if that's really where he wanna be at. He can't always just leave and go be with that other woman. That other woman could be in another state, another city, anything. Can't always just do that. She might don't even have him. She might be like, hey, buddy, hey, go on and stay over there now, because what the habits you got, you can't bring them over here. I love you too, but the things she has allowed you to do, and now you think that that's okay, that it's going to be like that, we wouldn't last. Because I ain't going for it. So yeah, it'd be a whole bunch of dynamics to, you know, situations and circumstances like that. But I feel like overall, the best situation you could get into is a situation where when that man comes out of his relationship, his divorce, his relationship, his situationship, and you give him time to heal and get over everything that him and that other woman experienced. Give him time to fix those things that he need to fix. And then once he's done the work on himself, then maybe he is suitable for you. Maybe he can possibly show up as the man that you need and want. And it not be any guilt on your conscience. And it not be any bad karma for y'all relationship, because you waited and you didn't, you know, you actually waited for him to be all the way done with that woman before you inserted yourself. A lot of women, like I say, these days, they go to trying to buy a man, throwing their money at him. And y'all know how men is about money now. Money matters. You go to throwing your money at him, you could get his attention. Especially if he's not a man of a lot of means. See, that money, you throwing your money at a man who have bread, that don't mean nothing. But when you throwing your money at a man who he's tight with his coins, and here you come in like Captain Kirkisha trying to save something, or trying to show yourself as, oh, I'm a new age woman, oh, we could do this, oh, we could. Go ahead and get used for them first couple years, baby, while he ain't even over the last woman or women who he's had relationships with. Go on and get used for them first couple years, and then you hope that at some point he'll develop those kind of feelings for you. That's why certain things you can't lead with, because you don't know his heart's posture. You don't know where his heart really is, and you ain't been dealing with him long enough for his heart to show enough just be sold out on you. So why start throwing material things his way? Then you're gonna be out of your good womanhood and all your woman stuff that you definitely can't get back, and you're gonna be out your bread, girl. Please. One or the other, won't be both. But yeah, so that's that though. You know, if you could give no matter how much you want that man, if you could give him time to heal, if you could give him time to get beyond, you know, him and his issues with the other woman, so that she's not a thorn in y'all side, or so that karma don't come back to see y'all, That will always be your best bet. Y'all enjoy your day.